Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2024 Audi S8. Huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this sedan for me today. Take a look at their website. They're always getting in some very cool inventory. That link is down in the description. So the original color for this vehicle is Sebring Black Crystal. It has a full matte black wrap on it to give it a great look. MSRPs also start around $123,000. Now the S8 is powered by the 4-liter twin-turbo V8. It's paired to the 8-speed automatic. It pumps out 563 horsepower, 590 pound-feet of torque. That power is set through the Quattro all-wheel drive system, propelling this 5,100-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 3.8 seconds. It has a top speed of 156 miles an hour. It also has a fuel capacity of 21.7 gallons. You'll expect to see around 15 miles per gallon in the city, 18 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 123.2 inches. Its overall length is 209. It has a width of 76.6 and a height of 58.6 inches. And as we take a quick walk around for this S8, it looks really good with the full matte black wrap. And up front, you'll notice that the Audi badge is blacked out, which is factory. There's also a forward-facing camera. There's sensors in that grille. Some gloss black accents as well, including the entire surround for the hexagonal design. Plenty of cutouts too to provide a lot of cooling, as well as the large inlets on both sides where there's also a sensor. So there's 2 of those up front for the distance pacing and the rest of that technology. There's also LED headlights, DRLs, and turn signals with that illuminating turn signal design, which is nice to see. And then there's some gloss black accents in the lower section and some very distinctive lines that come to the top of the grille there. Now this S8 also has a really nice set of gloss black wheels with that multi-spoke design to them. Very large brake calipers as well, finished off in gloss black. And then the mirror caps have been left gloss black. So this is the factory paint. They're power folding. There's the camera and the turn signal as well. Full moonroof for the S8. All the window trim is gloss black. There's even a gloss black trim accent in the lower section. So whoever had this wrapped retained some of the factory gloss black with the matte black to give it a really nice look. In back, the Audi badge is blacked out, which is factory. There's the LED taillights along with that bar that runs right through the trunk. There's the backup camera, all the parking sensors, even the quad tip dual exhaust, and then some fins in that lower diffuser. Now in order to work our way to the trunk, you can use the button on the key fob or the electronic button underneath. We can open up that power trunk where there is a lot of space. Now with this S8, the back seats does not fold down. You do have a cutout there, which I'll show here soon. You have some tie-down hooks as well as storage pockets. There's also, I believe, a first aid kit right there. And then underneath the floor, looks like we do have a little bit of space. You have the spare tire there. You could place some items there if you really needed to. But there's a lot of space for the back seats not being able to fold down. So you can still use this as a practical sedan for its size. It gives you an ample amount of cargo. Now you can also lock and unlock this with all 4 door handles, and you will notice the beautiful interior with all of these materials. There's leather, Alcantara, a little bit of storage on the back section of the armrest. There's also all of the window and sunshade adjustments. So you can control this side, the passenger side. You have the sunshades as well. There's also a control to do all of them at the same time. You have storage in the lower section, Bang & Olufsen for the audio, and then you have lock and unlock, some memory seating adjustments, and being able to fully recline. There's also the release handle finished off in brushed aluminum, and you do have one of the sunshades in that upper section there. And then take a look at these back seats. Very, very nice for the Napa leather, and we have a huge opening to enter and exit. Now you'll notice there's an air vent on that pillar there. There's gloss black behind the seats up front. Storage pockets down below. There's also some air vents with those climate adjustments. And when you open these up, you have some auxiliaries as well as cup holder storage space. And then behind that, we have this screen here where you can go through a lot of information. So currently there's the AC, so we can turn that on, go through the temperature. You can go into auto there, as well as pushing on these arrows here to control left side and right side for the vents. You can also hide that away, bring up the seat settings. You have multiple different seats for the left and the right seat. You can go through all of these adjustments to get that much more comfortable. These are even heated and ventilated seats as well. You can go into the lighting for all of the interior lighting and adjust all of that. There's also the blinds as well, so you can adjust the shades. You can do all of them at the same time. You can swipe over to your media, radio. You have some tips here that you can look at just to get some more information there. And then there's also settings and sound. So quite a lot of information, even being able to adjust the volume there for the audio. Really neat to see that. And then there's physical buttons for your seat adjustments here. You can go to both seats here, just depending on the comfort that you need. And then there's the armrest with a little bit of storage behind that. And then you'll notice this gloss black cover here. Just push on this button, that entire section will lower down. So you could place some items here if you needed to, or you can gain access into the trunk by opening up that compartment and then just raising that back up to hide it as needed. Now you'll notice there's the rear sunshade currently up at the moment, even Alcantara in the back there. There's some reading lights up top, and then this even has the mirrors that you can fold down to see yourself there. And there's even more interior lighting running on both sides. You have plenty of space to be in the back. And at 5'10", I have plenty of room too. And then you can even recline these seats like I mentioned earlier to give yourself that much more comfort. So the back seat is really where you want to be. Up front, you'll notice memory seating adjustments along with that same design for the release handle. Power folding side mirrors, they are heated too. All of the window adjustments, there's a trunk release, more storage, and that same storage in the back of the armrest, and some Alcantara with all of the stitching. And then there's power adjusting front seats with that S logo there. And it's a very easy vehicle to enter, where we're greeted with the solid and perforated leather steering wheel. There's the cruise and distance pacing stalk on that left side. But let's fire this back up, take a listen to how this sounds. And coming back to the virtual cockpit, you'll notice on the left side there's engine temperature, right side is miles per hour, and then you can scroll through some more information using these buttons on the left side of the steering wheel. So there's the scrolling dial, there's these arrows, and then the view button too. So if I start scrolling, you'll notice over on that left side we have some daily driving information to go through to be able to view. You can go over to some of your safety features, also pull up your music, pull up your phone, and pull up the navigation. Now, if you're using the navigation and you want to see that in full screen, simply just click on the view icon, and now all this information will be in full screen. You can go through the rest of it as well, right in the middle here. So it just depends on what you would like to see and how you want to view that information. Now on this right side, there's audio controls. So you have tuning and volume, there's a favorites button, and then you have your Bluetooth and voice commands. So if you push on favorites, this is how you can configure what you would like that control to be. Now on the left side of the steering wheel, there's the headlight adjustments along with a fan control, which is located up top. Leather covers the entire dash for this model. There's also the head-up display. There's two air vents in the middle. When you shut the vehicle off, there's actually a cover that will close those, and it's gloss black to give this a seamless look when the vehicle is off. There's brushed aluminum just underneath that, and then we have two LCD screens right in the middle. The one on the top, you'll notice you can search for items. You have this split view here where you can get into a numerous amounts of information, and then you can also get into all these individual icons. If we go into vehicle, we can go to drive select where you have a few to choose from, including raising this vehicle. So if you need a little bit of extra ground clearance, you can do that in this model. And then there's shortcuts on this left side to get into all of this information. Even pairing your phone, getting into your audio, and then back to home here. And you have a few more icons that you can get into. Now, in between both of these screens, on the upper section of the lower one, you have your engine start stop, as well as a shortcut to the parallel parking. You can also pull up saved addresses for the GPS, which is nice. There's a garage door control. You have the rear sunshade. So as I push on that, that one will lower or raise depending on its location. You have the head-up display, and you can even shut off that upper screen. Now for the lower section here, this is for all the climates. You have heated and ventilated seats, you have sync, all of your temperature controls and where you'd like the air to go, and then you can even get into your heated steering wheel as well as your rear adjustments. So now you can control that as needed. You have sync and some of this fragrance spray that you can also use if you choose to do so. Now there's a shortcut to the drive select. You have traction control, hazards, and some defrosters. There's power and tuning for your audio. You also have a shortcut to your drive assistance, so you can pull those up as needed. There's a shortcut to the parallel parking, and then you also have a shortcut to the camera system. So you have a lot of different angles for both the forward and rear facing camera, as well as a few different angles here to give you the best visibility. There's also the 3D view and that top-down view as well. Now, in order to put this into reverse, simply push the release and push this forwards. So now you have that camera system. There's also drive, and then the manual setting as well. You can use that, or you can use the paddle shifters that are located on the steering wheel. Now, there's a little bit of storage with the cup holders and an auxiliary. E-brake is just behind that. There's also a split design for the center armrest. You have an auxiliary and a phone holder down there if you need to use that. And then on the passenger side, glove box has plenty of space. There's also more gloss black on that airbag cover. Rear view mirror is up top, and then you have the adjustments for the sunshades, as there are 2 of them, along with the dome lights, which are up top. And then here's a look at visibility. It's a long vehicle, but the windows are very large, so you can easily see over both shoulders. As we set off now behind the wheel for the Audi S8, I've only been in this a handful of times, but this is a very, very nice sedan. This is a vehicle that gives you a lot more of the luxury compared to some of the other Audi models, but it still gives you plenty of power as well. For the weight of this sedan, 0 to 60 is incredibly impressive under 4 seconds. But this is a vehicle that it's still expensive, a 6-figure vehicle, and the options can get this to climb. We have the rear lounger package. We have a lot of options for this model to really drive up that MSRP. But this is a vehicle that I feel like it's not quite expensive enough for you to have a chauffeur to drive you around, but it's a very nice sedan where that's what you would want. I would hope if you're buying this, maybe you have someone that can drive you around if you really want to, because those back seats are incredibly comfortable. But if you're buying this and obviously you are the main driver for it, let's put it into sport mode here and give it some gas. Wow. Sounds great too. And you can feel the suspension. When I gave it some gas, we have that adaptive suspension. It kind of went back a little bit as I accelerated some. So you do have some of that. We'll take it on some turns here to see what the body roll is like for the weight of this vehicle, but it's quick, it sounds good. It's also incredibly quiet too. You can hear the exhaust, but just driving like normal. This is an ultra luxury focused Audi that is going to give you that peace that you're looking for if you are buying this vehicle. Now, as far as another acceleration goes in dynamic mode here, shifts are super quick. So you get performance in this, but it is mainly that luxury focused sedan. I could see this being an incredible daily driver, and again, hopping in the back seats, maybe taking a nap or something, you will be incredibly comfortable with all of the various settings that I showed. So that is a full upgraded package for the S8. And we are in dynamic mode, second gear. Here we go. And even coming around this turn, the suspension is handling this well. This isn't a sharp turn, but it's a heavy vehicle. So even a turn like that, staying at a steady rate of speed, it handles great. Super quick as well. We have a lot more potential than what I'm throwing at it today, but this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for the Audi S8. If you want basically the top level of luxury from Audi, this is a fantastic option to go with, and one that still has power. So if you are looking for a lot of power too, this isn't a vehicle to take around twisty roads. You have that power to get up and move, mainly for its extra weight. It's a heavy sedan, but you could take it around some turns. It'd be a great road tripping vehicle you could take to the mountains or something like that. And you have some of that Audi Sport in this model to give you that power and some of that performance. But this is mainly a daily driving vehicle. Traffic is incredibly quiet. It's a vehicle that you can kind of just be at peace while you're driving. Very comfortable and quiet. And then as far as this being a daily driver, it's also very maneuverable. This vehicle has rear wheel steering as well. So for its added length, that makes it so much more practical in parking lot situations and things like that to make this very good for daily driving. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2024 Audi S8. Once again, huge shout out to Carolina Auto Direct for providing this luxury sedan for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.